My medium is what we call fibers, or maybe more commonly known as textiles. The work that I do borders on activism, but it's kind of a cross between that and social work and art. So where I come from, it's called socially engaged art. Textiles have such a tie to the human condition. They're at once ubiquitous and almost foundational to our existence. The American story has its own particular textile symbols that is really important. When you take red and you take blue and you mix that on the color wheel, it makes violet. The violet protest is not meant to be a partisan or political move. It's important for me for this to be seen as an act of resistance. It's really a call for national unity. In this case, right now, it's talking about the political divisiveness in our country and really using textiles to voice our concern about that.
I have never heard such a fantastic thing that puts together artists, community, and have such a powerful social aspect to it.
I'm a nurse. I'm not an artist. I don't do this professionally. And if I can get involved in this community of professional artists and be heard in the same voice, that's actually the message of Violet Protest, right?
We reached over 2,000 makers from every state in the Union, all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and also 5 provinces in Canada. They would use pretty much equal parts of red and blue to make an 8 by 8 inch square.
I felt that it was difficult to put the two colors together. You know, we were so divided and still are that just even putting the two colors together is like, yeah, we need to find the balance between these two colors, even on this little square.
I just felt this way was kind of a visual way to say, hold up, we need to come together. And just the visual red and blue to become violet, it just made so much sense.
We worked for about 2 years. Makers made about 13,500 squares. In December, late 2019, I got word that I received the Sculpt Award at Phoenix Art Museum. Consequently, the project was exhibited there before it went to Washington. There were 2 huge walls, like 40 to 60 feet long by 12 feet high, and those walls were covered with squares from ceiling to floor. And then in the middle of the room was a stack that formed the letters US. And of course, we think of that as for the United States, but also us.
Just envisioning this whole wall of these squares, I envision myself as a congressperson. If I was standing there, what does that say to me? This isn't just famous people trying to reach out to you to tell you that you need to do this. These are the people that are voting for you.
The whole point was not for you to show your political views or which color you kind of prefer. It was all about finding the middle ground and get to the purple.
We talked about the divisiveness in our country. We're talking about core values. And most importantly, we're talking about sending bundles of these squares directly to the desks of our lawmakers in Washington. Over 2,000 people heard about the project, were moved by the project and what it stood for, and decided to participate. Some people might say, well, what does this accomplish? As far as how it might be received by lawmakers, it really doesn't matter. We know the energy that these squares carry with them because we experienced it, and it was worth doing because of that.